Yeah. Yeah, we would have put a metal there, would have been a different story. But that's okay, because we really just want to get an idea of where this thing is going to be sitting after it's been bolted down. And this should align a little bit better for us, but it hasn't. So maybe this needs to stretch. This is going to flex, I'm sorry. This is going to flex a little bit to its liking anyway. So this is where the bolts will be holding these guys down. This feels like it wants, you know what it is? Because this thing's not, so we can bolt this one down. We will get an idea where we need to drill. So let's go and bolt this guy down. What it's gonna do is just gonna force pressure in this going forward, which is fine with us. So the same screw we're gonna use for this one is that those little 2 Allen ones for right now, until we can find something more longer or suitable. And let's go take our driver here. What was this? H5, right? Okay, so we're just gonna put the screw on this one. Just get a really good idea of where this one's going. Gotta direct it too at the same time. Okay, got a few threads in here. Probably thread some more with my socket here. Kind of hand thread it first just to make sure I'm clear. There we go. Okay, then we can align this guy. We can almost pull him whatever position we want. Careful, they're plastic again. You can pull and break it. So what I'm gonna do is flex him down a little bit. That way I can, there we go. Tie him as well. Try twisting by hand, righty-tighty sort of. Even though they're square, I don't know why they need to be square. But you can see here how the alignment's gonna be. And we're gonna see what else we could do to stabilize this to get really accurate where the actual incline hole would be. So I'm gonna just kind of snug it with my hand. I think that should be good enough. There we go. So the thread's not bad. There we go. Okay, so now the tail end of it, it's secure. So this is pretty much where it's gonna be sitting at. And then also another thing I wanted to test out was if our wire harness was long enough. So let's do this one as well. Let's go and grab these guys out of here. This was one thing I was concerned about too, because we did snip it quite a bit to make our ground block there, or a terminal block, you can say. This one's the farthest one. It's going to be coming to this right bulb here. So let's see how we're going to angle this and where we're going to slit it at. So that way we don't have to worry about one less thing. It will give us a little bit more slack once we push this forward like this, the terminal block. But until then, we can know for sure if it's going to be enough slack. This one needs to go, this guy here needs to go right here. So if it's not enough slack here, then we are in trouble. Oh, look at that. Look how short it is. Ooh. We're going to have to extend these wires. Okay, there's another obstacle here that we didn't consider. Or it might, no, yeah, we're going to have to extend it. I was thinking if there's any more of the wires coming from the block. But it's not giving up, it's not giving us any extra. This is it. Yay or nay right there, see? So it's definitely not giving us any more. We're short an inch here on this guy here. So that's fine. We'll spice it. We'll make the proper, I think with one of the junction there, I think it'll do it. We don't need to worry about it. We can just put the little two, what do you call that, insulator one. Those two will stretch it out by barely, but it will stretch it. Let's see, how much do we really need? Dang, we need almost a good 3 inches really. Yeah, this definitely won't reach, so this one for sure we need to take care of the right side to extend. The brake one, no problem whatsoever. Or is it the brake one? Oh no, this is not the brake one. This is the left hand side, which swings all the way to the other side. So let's see. Yep, he's no problem there. I can get him in, you can see him come out. See there, peekaboo. See, that's no problem there. Okay, so this guy is good to go. Once I fit him in there, he'll go in. All right, let's see now. Now let's see the brakes. The brakes one, let's see how bad. Brake one's a barely very tight one. So the only one concern is pretty much our right side blinker here. We need to probably extend the brake ones. You can see here, I got to meet them all the way over there. And let's see, he's not cross wiring anyone. It's okay, he's gonna have to lift himself up like this anyway, so let's see. Ready? Oh boy, he's barely made it, look. Sorry. Wait, are you guys seeing it? There you go, I'm putting him in. See how much slack he really has? Very, very little. Oh man, he's tight. I mean, tight not a good thing, but tight like we might need to give him some more slack. Let me see if I flex this in. Okay, if I flex this in, right? Flex this in, it frees up maybe a centimeter, or it actually worsens. Well, we'll see. So I'm flexing this in, right? When I'm flexing it in, look at that. He's barely protruding in. He's like in an angle here, like, dude, you're strangling me. But we just need him to come in. Or maybe this needs to flex in a little bit too. Maybe I bended it outward a little bit. So this might need to go in more too. So if that's the case, if it goes, I don't think it's gonna go in that much more. But if it does, it's supposed to come in more because this thing's not closing. Because this metal framing needs to probably bend in just slightly in a little bit. That might actually relieve a little bit more. But for sure, this guy is not long enough. I'm sad because I really thought he would have been okay. But he didn't do us a solid on this one. Unfortunately, we do need his tip to go to the other end. I'll try to break him cleanly, maybe continue his line somehow. Make it a little, we'll probably tap that in right there. But either way, I think we have to tap it evenly. Or do we? Yeah, because his green wires is not going to let him either. So both these wires need to be tapped in order to get him, you know, 3 inches more that he needs to come in over there. So that's good to know. We're kind of short there on that side. So we got a few challenges now, but not a big deal. We'll figure it. So let me try to get this guy. So he doesn't have any slack for me to play with him, unfortunately. So let me see if I can even get him in there. Now, if I get him in there, one other problem is getting him back out. So I can see where his housing is. I can see the little tabs here. See the little tabs he has on him. So I want to make sure I direct him. I believe his tabs might lead him to go like this. There you go. So if his tabs are leading him to go like this, it's still very, very tight. But I am pulling. There's a bigger, wider tab. I want to make sure I'm facing it where I'm taking advantage of it. And then you might pull downward. So I see the bigger, wider tab. There we go. This is where it's supposed to be, and then I can turn. There you go. Then I can turn. Unfortunately, he turns the other way. Now I'm afraid that once I get him in there, I'll have another challenge getting him back out. But yeah, I can get him in here. You can see here. He's flushed all the way in now. But I need to be able to turn him as well to lock him. So let me see how I can lock him. Like this way or the other way. All right. So the brake one, it's doable. The left hand signal is doable. The right hand signal needs to extend. That's no question about it. And then this guy here, we don't need to cut him off or anything like that. So unfortunately, I don't know if I can maybe zig this over like this a little bit. Yeah, I can zig it over a little bit. If I zig it over a little bit, I'll free up a little bit, like 1/2 inch slacks, which is perfect for us because we can give this guy some more slack. See, there we go. He's got a little bit more now. He's got, the brake tail light got a break. So there we go. We gave him a break. We kind of pushed the terminal forward to us a little bit. You can see it swings again. We can swing it forward like this a little bit. So when it swings forward, we barely got enough slack for us to be able to get the brake one. Now let me see if there's another bigger side to him. I only see one bigger side. See right there? No, you can't. See that? He has a little bigger slit and then the rest small slit. See if I can angle this. Unfortunately, the bigger slit goes this way and it turns up more. So the wire gets into a higher position after this. So which is fine with me. Or yeah. So there you go. So it goes in this way, right? And it clockwise turn. Which I'm trying to do, but due to maybe the nature of being so tight, I'm not able to do it through here. Maybe I could do it. Maybe look, I can do it from the top. See there? So what I gotta do is, I think he's in there right now, and since the slit, I'll need to cover a little bit of the camera, but I'll get in there. I'm gonna turn him clockwise because I need to apply pressure on his back, and I think I could do it with the right hand angle. So let's see if I can pull it off. Okay, so it's going in like this. Might need to go in. Not enough power there for me to really turn that guy. So let me do my best here. You guys can see from the top. I'll keep on trying to fix it from the bottom. Okay. Again, I don't think it's much of a loosey-goosey. Get back out. After this, I still have to figure out, or maybe, see, he's not going to go any other way. It's just that one big terminal, it's there for him. There's a certain position. You can see here, I'm talking about, see how this one right here has a longer terminal, or longer opening slit, and the rest are smaller. I think there's actually a large, medium, or these three might be the same, identical. But if I bring him out here, you can see these are shorter ones. This is a shorter one. This is a shorter one. This is, I guess they do have a medium size, and then you got the extended long one here. See, now when you put him in there, the only way he can go is righty-tighty, right? Because you can see if you go this way, you're pulling him out. This way, you're locking him in. See right there? So this one right here, it's going here, which this is the original harness for it. Oh no, I tugged on this so much, this thing looks like it's peeling off from the rubber. But I think he's okay now, he's still kind of tightened. Okay, so what I'm going to do is come from underneath. I wish this was the only challenge we had. But we still got to bore out that hole, so long ways to go. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to show you the other one, but it's too. And the gas tank is not going to get hot or anything where it's going to melt the wire laying underneath it. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way of going. I mean, if we go above, we're going to have less wire. So it has to go underneath the tank. And let's go and spin this. So there, I'm getting that little big part to go into that part. I'm even pushing this whole thing forward too. Let's see if that helps. Okay, so I gotta make sure it's even, and then I can turn it righty-tighty, sort of. Maybe I need a little bit more finger muscle, I don't know. So I'm gonna take two fingers here, one twists this way, the other one twists the other bottom part. Nope. I'm smashing it, there's no other. I mean, it's fitting in, but it's not going to the slot. I'm not sure what's preventing it. A little bit of dielectric grease will help. You remember that last time, that trick? So let's bring our dielectric grease. And the good thing about electronics is dielectric grease won't hurt it. So let's put a little bit of dielectric grease in that little plastic area. Maybe it's just doing a dry rub. That's probably what's causing it. So here we go. I got my dielectric grease open. And what we're going to do is put a little bit of dielectric grease back before it does to get really messy. I'm going to take a little bit here in my hand. I'm just going to rub all this open area here. There we go. It also creates a nice, well, silicone would have done it too because there's no exposed wiring, but it won't create that greasiness that we're looking for. So we're gonna put a little bit of dielectric grease area there to help us spin this guy around. Okay, so we got dielectric grease, or upside down, sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is go back and concentrate on getting that guy out of there. All right, so here we go. I guess I could rub the rest here on this guy's end, just to make sure they have dielectric grease on these little supposed slippery plastic area, really. But it worked well for our shrink tube there, so I figure I'd give it a shot here. Okay, slip it in nicely. Let's turn it into a position where we feel comfortable. A little lube always helps everything go smoothly in. Okay, I guess I need to apply pressure here, a little down force while turning it. I'm turning the other way, it's not doing it. So I have a little grip area here. I can try to turn it. Oh, all right. And I don't think it's the wire that's holding it, even though I'm straining this yellow one. Or maybe I need to back it out a little bit. Kind of examine. I'm using my flat Allen, so nothing sharp. I'm gonna put some pressure here, okay? You can see me. You can see, there I go. I can even pull it forward, put pressure. Oh, look at that, it's done. Yeah, so the brake light has a chance. The brake light can fit. It's locked like this way. Okay, it's a little bit of stretch on this green wire though, I'll be honest. You can see here, he's almost got his heat shrink away from him. But there's no other way, unfortunately. Let's see if I pull the terminal block forward a little bit, because the terminal block is going to be pulled forward. You can see here, he has a little bit of slack, but nothing extra. And I actually have to go from him underneath. So yeah, he's going to be coming from underneath. Yeah, he's okay. He's got a little bit of free play. You can see him. So it's not like super tight, but it's still pretty damn tight. Okay, so he's underneath there, which I'm hoping everything is fine. I might want to peel this off and apply new dielectric grease, but I'll do that at the end maybe. Once we're about to mount everything forward. If I do it now, it wouldn't be a bad thing actually. Because when we can get him to a stretch position where he should have had the proper dielectric grease loop on there. So let's go ahead and put the other one in there, just to kind of get, well, this will be a good idea too, because it'll help reinforce what the hole should be. So I'm going to put the right, this one, I'm going to feed it through here. I think it's just cooler that way. Or can I? I guess I have to make sure now, because this thing, I think this thing here protects the wires. So when this actually comes underneath, I think he might lay flush. So yeah, we have to go underneath this guy too, this plastic too as well. So let me make sure how this is gonna work. Let me go and lay this low for a second. Come right back. I'm gonna show you this now. Okay, so we got that guy in there, and we can get the rest of the one in there as well. And we know we need to extend the right blinker, unfortunately, because it's short. It's too short. He won't even make it out. He won't even touch the hole with the tip. So we can extend him, no worries. But if you look at this little plastic part right here, right? This is gonna lay flush against the gas tank. So what that means is we need to put our wires, our bulb wires, they need to come underneath here. And they come underneath here, which is fine, because I think this guy rides, let's see how he rides. So is he riding here to there, or is he riding here to here? Look at that, the hook once we break this, oh sorry, see this right here? Sorry, there we go. See that? I think this is the hook for him right here. This is the first hook. It's the only hook. So when we bring this hook over here, and then unfortunately we have to remove this tie strap now. It's all dependent upon that other guy. So once we cut the tie strap and we put this guy's hook over here, so we got to do this kind of in a synchronized way. We're gonna have to cut the tie strap, bring this hook up to here. You have all this plastic surface that's gonna go and sort of protect the gas, you know, tank from whatever reason, dirt and stuff that might hit it from the back wheel, since we don't have a wheel guard. Our wheel guard won't fit, unfortunately, right now because of our tires too fat. So we're gonna have to put this guy, so we can probably bring, I'm thinking why not leave the wires on the surface between him and the gas tank. The gas tank will never get hot where it's gonna melt our wires, you know, that's laying underneath it, right? So I think it's be a safer bet, since we don't have a wheel guard, to keep the wires above the plastic, which is fine. We can compress that, so we can do that way. So the wires right now can sit where it is, and a little bit of the plastic is not going to hurt the wires protruding out a little bit. I don't think it's going to hurt us being able to close. I think these plastic are going to, I think they're going to close quite nicely still, I'm thinking. And then when it bolts on, unless these wires will create a wedge gap that we might not foresee. So we might actually have to drag the wires down. So many things now to consider. Unfortunately, let's see here. Yeah, we can't really, because the terminal, this terminal here, once it's mounted, it's going halfway in the block. Oh shoot, look what his came out. We forced that yellow wire so bad it popped itself out of the terminal, which will pop him back in. No problem. He's right there in the middle. What to do? Unless we cut something here for the plastic for the terminal. I mean, we could do that. I mean, modify a little bit just to make things happen. But it's going to ruin the integrity of this plastic part. I'm afraid that it might not seal correctly if we do that. Let me see. Let me just try to hook it and see where it goes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to hook it. I'm going to try to hook the other side too as well. Look at that. It rounds off like this. So it actually comes up pretty well high up. Kind of curious to see how it does it. So this will round up like this. So let's pretend that our wires are extended. Let's do everything right. Let's go and plug this guy in as well, because we need to really know how far and if these wires are a problem for us as well to maneuver, because of terminal block as well. So everything that we try to squeeze in here is going to lead to one thing after another. So let's go ahead and put this guy in here. Get this guy back. Well, leave him resting here for a second. Okay, so let's go and fit that left bulb in here, and let's pretend this guy actually was extended already and he's already here. Okay, so we're just gonna leave him hanging here, the right signal bulb, assuming that he's, you know, let's say he was already. And let's go and plug in our right guy here. You guys can see me coming from here. I'm not gonna really pop them in there, or if I have to, I will, just to lock them in. Maybe I should do that just to test to make sure all the connections are pretty sturdy in there. But yeah, for sure this one's done. I just wish it was the other way around, but there's no way of turning the wires upright on that center brake light tail. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is, so we have to work with what we got. Okay, let's remove our dielectric grease for a second. Okay, so let me come back from around. Let me get this guy in here. Get an idea. Okay, so I'm just gonna probably just pop them in. Won't turn them yet to lock them. So there go. I think I got them popped in. Yeah, so the right signal wires, no problem there. And let me get this guy over. Let me just start hanging these little rods here on top where they should be facing anyway. Let's do it to the other side as well. Okay, so they're coming out like this. Okay, we can bolt the bottom one, and let's see if we bolt the bottom one, let's see if it flushes nicely. So we're gonna pretend that this is already extended properly. Okay, and then we're gonna probably need to get the right Allen bolts again, the length of this one to be able to fit this guy in there as well. So we'll see if our super glue is, well, it's gonna be strong and supportive because this guy's gonna be able to hook because he has a hook now. And then this usually have to have a metal wrapper here as well. So we're gonna bolt this down like it was actually ready to go. So this is gonna take the big, huge, fatty one with the metal shield. So we'll just use these guys here. These guys can handle the fatty shield. They've been extended already a little bit. They're new. Okay, so let's do this. Wow, I'm very impressed. It's already been recording for almost 2 hours now. The battery bank is doing its job. So far, you guys never see me have to go and try to find extension cords. Not anymore. Okay. Oh. Alright. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to simulate and mount this guy now. So there we go. I'm gonna put him in a position where you guys can see with me. Okay, so we'll feed him this. There we go, he's in now. In fact, let me get this tight, don't worry about that wire, I'll get it back up there. You're gonna get an idea of how he's gonna be hanging around. Okay, we'll leave him up like that. I think he'll clear. Okay, so that one, we need to get the other side as well. We might have to do one at a time or not. We might have to do both. So his round one's facing. Let's go and get the other side. Put the same kind of little bolt screwed on him. Okay, there we go. I think it's there, yeah. That one's really a big hole though. This one's a little nicer, smaller one. It fits really nicely. This one's big. Okay, well, main idea is to get this guy to hook. Let's go and find the right Allen bolts because we have to drive it long ways. And I think it might be these guys here. Yeah, this one's a little longer. It can tolerate slightly longer. You see here, it's kind of rubbing off part of his thread. It's unfortunate because we do need them. We don't actually have, oh, you know, we do have these guys. You can see here, this one is probably longer than this guy, just by a little bit of hair. But that hair probably what matters to really, you know, tilt it in, so we're not going to be able to. Let's try to get a long one, because I believe it's going to take, yeah, it's going to take a little bit. It will work, but I think we're going to press our luck, so let's get one the same size. We might actually get away with, these plastics are not that thick. What am I saying? Let's see if this will work. This might reach. So these two here, they're smaller. They're not the longer ones. We did do the longer ones, but let's try to get away with the minimal as possible and still have a good clearance shot, okay? And we don't have to use washer because these are flange already. They come with washers. So I think we might be able to get away with these two compared to these two extra long ones. We'll get them as backup just in case these two didn't drive in properly. So let's go ahead and take our Allen socket and remove this guy out again. So we're gonna do like we're gonna mount this guy now, and let's see if it'll work. So let's go and take this both off, get our screw ready, and I believe our little rockets. Now these guys here will take the fatter one, so let's get those two fat screws as well ready. a little screw, and they might be stripped a little bit, but we'll do the rest. There you go. These guys are going to take these guys here, the little fatty ones. So we're going to drive those sides in. Alright, so let's do this. And then we'll worry about our terminal block right after. How we're going to actually maneuver that terminal block so he sits in properly. So you see it's sitting pretty darn pretty. Oh, what's this? Look at that, watermarks. Well, hopefully can get inside and do some cleanup with there. I'm not sure how yet, but we'll figure it out. This guy here. Let's see, is there any more spots there that we need to focus on? I think we're okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get this squared out. Then bring the smaller chairs. These are go low on this guy. Okay, so we're going to remove these Allen bolts again. Get the right socket would be nice. I mean, get the socket wrench. Yeah, extending wires shouldn't be too hard. There we go. Let me put these guys out here. We're going to need a 10mm socket to drive it in. Lefty-loosey now. Okay, and then you can take the rest with your hand because I don't think they were that bad of a tight. We're not going to put blue Loctite, of course, because we're still doing a dry fit to see how we're going to have to rearrange everything, our new wire terminal and everything. Okay, that one's off now. Alright, let's go and get our 10mm socket ready for these bolts here. I believe these are 10mm, but let's make sure that they drive forward too as well. I think these are the right thread terminals for them. Let's see this one here. They look like they're turning, but they should be going in. How you can tell, it's just take it from the back side. It should be the same thread. Yeah, see, it's coming through no problem by hand, so it's the right thread size.